After weeks of warnings and political shadowboxing, officials from the United States and Russia will sit across tables for open talks to discuss Moscow's demands for Western security guarantees amid a Russian troop buildup near Ukraine. The talks will be held in Geneva, where US President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin met last year in June. Since then, tensions between Russia and the West have only been mounting, with the spotlight on Ukraine. The negotiations that will begin on Monday are aimed at reducing the West's worries over Moscow's alleged plan to invade its neighbor Ukraine. Russia has insisted that it has no intention of invading. A week of diplomatic discussions will also see Russia meeting NATO Council in Brussels. And just a day ahead of the talks, Russian Deputy Foreign Minister said that Moscow has been disappointed by the signals from Washington and Brussels. The Russian leader said that the NATO allies reflect a lack of understanding of what Moscow needs. He reiterated that Russia needs legal, binding guarantees of NATO not expanding any further east, which Washington has dismissed, calling it a non-starter. As per the Russian news agency RIA, Moscow has vowed to not make any concessions under US pressure on the Ukraine crisis and demands for Western security guarantees. The agency, quoting Sergei Ryabkov, has said that it was entirely possible that diplomacy could end abruptly after a single meeting. Ahead of the meeting, the Biden administration has once again warned Russia of debilitating penalties that it may face if it goes ahead with the threats to invade Ukraine. On Friday, the United States and NATO roundly rejected Russian demands that the alliance not admit new members aspiring to join. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said that Russia would have no say over who should be allowed to join the bloc.
They want to draw us into a debate about NATO, rather than focus on the matter at hand, which is their aggression toward Ukraine. We won't be diverted from that issue, because what's happening in Ukraine is not only about Ukraine. It's part of a broader pattern of destabilizing, dangerous, and often illegal behavior by Moscow, as it tries to build a sphere of influence that covers the countries that were once under Soviet dominion, and to stop them from realizing their democratic aspirations as fully sovereign, independent nations.
Speaking to WION, Ukrainian Foreign Minister also dismissed Russia's demand of not allowing Ukraine to join NATO. He said that although Ukraine considers Russia's demands unacceptable and illegitimate, Kiev does not stand against a dialogue between Russia and the West. Though Ukraine crisis will top the agenda, talks between the US and Russia will also focus on arms control, cybercrime, and other diplomatic issues that the two sides need to overcome if the tensions are to ease. Now, Russia's recent deployment in Kazakhstan could also be discussed.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.